So good morning again. My name is Kyle King. I'm currently the founder, and I serve now as the executive director for Project Shine Incorporated. Before I get started, I just want to give a hand to Vicky one more time and the Hot Coffee staff. Some of the things that we've seen in Some of the things that we've seen in our communities, and specifically in education, with all of our industry research, with industry professionals just like yourselves, some of the executives from local companies, but also Fortune 500 companies around the country, is that students aren't ready. Students are graduating college, and they lack the fundamental skills, fundamental soft skills, to perform in the workforce. And a lot of them lack the skills to even come into college and perform well. Now, we can blame that on society, maybe technology. We can blame that on a lot of the access or lack of access of resources and materials, or we could just blame it on the upbringing at home. But I'd rather, instead of complaining about the problem, really be able to contribute and create the solution. And how we're doing that is by creating business leaders. And really, as you can see, our mission for Project Shine is being able to develop the next generation of globally competitive business leaders by taking them through educational excellence. Educational excellence. We have to raise the bar. We have to raise the standard. C's don't get degrees, not in our program. C's shouldn't even get degrees. So we have to raise the bar so we can prepare our students professionally and then personally to be able to go into the workforce and perform. Now, how does this look? Huntsville, especially in Alabama, and especially because I come originally from the Northeast, but I spent a lot of my time in Atlanta, Georgia as well. Huntsville is innovative, and it's really starting to have a big push on entrepreneurship. But what is the push in the next 5 to 10 years? What is the push with all of you if you want to retire? If you want to go out and enjoy all of the wealth that you have created in this time? We have to be able to develop the students, and we have to be able to develop the next generation of those future leaders that are coming into the roles that you guys are. We have to get that integrative techniques and then all of the wisdom and then be able to integrate that so we can have innovation. So currently we have 16 students that will be coming in and enrolling into our programs at Alabama A&M University in the fall, 2 of which are from the International School of Business in Ghana, 2 of which are from Georgia, and the rest are surrounded around the Huntsville area as well. So we wanted to be able to have a global push. I believe that there's a big push right now in globalization in business, but why aren't we globalizing our educational systems as well? So we have 8 ambassadors currently in the program that will serve as seniors in this upcoming school year, and all of them are out interning around the country with the Veterans Affairs, with the Federal Reserve, with Walmart Incorporated, and then some of the technological companies right here in Huntsville as well. But it's not about everything that we're teaching our students. Education goes further than what is taught in the classroom. I know in my experience, I have a bachelor's in finance, and I know the whole idea of pricing and modeling and Excel and all of these different formulas that we learn, and I know how to hold a very good conversation with someone in my field. But if I don't understand the basic necessities on business communication, on writing a professional email, showing up on time, but even resolving conflict under pressure. Systems like, it's not about what we're doing to teach our students the answer to number question 22 on a test. It's about what we're doing and what we're not asking our students in class. When the stock market dropped because of the Chinese economy, why aren't our students knowing why that happened? Why does it take people in the industry with 15, 20 experiences to learn those problems? We have to be able to teach our students and create the next generation of globally competitive business leaders. So all of these different things are what we've been taking our students through. A lot of business communication, because that's very important in a professional role. Networking, just like here today, because those networking opportunities and your quality of life and your quality of experiences is really determined on the people that you are connected to. The resources that you have around you to fill you with maybe that resources financially, tangibly, intangibly, or maybe just that connection that can teach you that this doesn't need to be done and it would be done better this way. So some of these things are very critical, and in my experience, I graduated with honors, yes, and I ran track as well, and I was a double major, so I hold a dual degree in finance and international business. But until I actually went out and experienced with working with NASA or working with TVA or the Barclays out of New York City, I wouldn't have been able to integrate my theoretical knowledge in class with the techniques in the real application. But it's not about all that we're doing for our students. It's really about planting seeds so we can harvest the next generation of these future leaders. I continue to say the next generation because right now, it makes me nervous what our students are looking like and what our students are involved in, to be honest. So what we're doing is we're focusing on 4 values and our 4 objectives. So to improve, to impact, to innovate, and to inspire these next generation of students that it's not always about the dollars. It's not always about the bottom line. It's about what are you contributing to society? How are you going to make a difference in maybe your community, maybe your class, or maybe the states or the country, or now the world? So what we're doing with our students is more than just creating them to get those jobs or creating them to answer those questions on that test. We're creating our students to solve the global issues that we're facing today, or even the global issues that we're maybe even creating today that we don't even know yet. So what does this look like? So a very vigorous and rigorous program. Our Shine Scholars program in the collegiate level is our flagship program. So it's a 4-year curriculum, and each year will be focused on a different area or a different thing. How to develop a scholar. Some of the conversations that they'll be having is what are the integration or the connection between economic growth and economic development, and how does that coincide in business? Why is it important? Or some of the things, if a lot of people have issues with the presidential candidates, well, if you were in this position, what would you solve? What would be the first global issue or first business issue that you would solve, and why? How would that benefit maybe a company or maybe the economy that we're living in? These are the type of questions that we have to be asking our students and not just letting people in these higher positions figure out. We have to be a part of those conversations as well. So some of the things that we're doing on the community outreach, because our students are trained not to just be business leaders, you have to learn how to serve before you can lead. So one of our biggest community initiatives in the community of Huntsville and the surrounding areas is the Shine Academy. So all of our students, and then we have currently around 30 to 35 volunteers, are going back and paying it forward in the K-12 level schools, the low-income Title I schools in Northeast Huntsville, to be able to mentor and tutor these students. To tutor these students, because we have to be able to add that extra support. If you don't have 2 parents at home, if you've never had the resources, if you've never had the necessary access to materials, then who's going to help you? A teacher's job can only go so far if we don't have the necessary skills at home. So our students are trained to be able to go into these schools and be able to give back to these students as well. So these are currently our adopted schools. So Chapman Schools is, I guess, our first baby. We have put a lot of resources in there and a lot of time in there as well. And then as you can see for our high school, we've started to expand our programs to Georgia. Now what's very interesting about Shiloh High School is that we are developing a 2-year program specifically for juniors and seniors. 60 students will be a part of the program to connect entrepreneurship and innovation, just for juniors and seniors. So what we're doing on the K-12 level for the elementary and the middle school is great, and we're matriculating them into high schools to become high school scholars, but specifically at Shiloh High School, because in Gwinnett County school systems, and I'm sure Vicki knows this as well, it's very strong. And they have a big push on entrepreneurship and innovation. So we've been able to acquire all of the resources to be able to put our programs into Shiloh High School, kind of like a fast track for what we're doing on the collegiate level, so we can enroll these and pipeline these students into Alabama A&M University as well. So Alabama A&M University is our flagship school right now, probably because I'm an alumni, I'm so biased. But we're working, actually, and I met with the University of Chicago Business School last week, and we're working on a partnership with them as well to be able to send our students kind of like a flex program where their students come here and our students go there as well. And if any of you don't know, University of Chicago Business School is one of the top 5 in the nation. So what is the impact currently, right now? Since we're just kind of still starting, we're still in that developmental phase. So all of our 8 ambassadors, they didn't have internships before they went through some of our programs. All of them are now out interning. Our 16 students coming in will be having competitive college scholarships, and then we'll be paying for their books and all of their, kind of to fit that basic needs of some of the things that they'll be coming into as well. We have 30 collegiate volunteers. A lot of us, I guess in the millennials, myself, we don't like to give back. We want to, or what are you going to do for me? How can you give me money? Are you going to give me a job? How are you contributing? What are you going to do for the economy? How are you benefiting someone else? What students are you helping? So all of these collegiate volunteers that we have, and young professionals as well, they're spending daily, they're in the schools daily to be able to give back to these students. And as you can see, we've contributed over 1,700 hours of community service. And we always love to see visible increases of test scores to look at the quantitative data in our Chapman schools as well. But all of this wouldn't be possible with the organizations that we've been partnering with. I believe, coming from the Northeast and then a big city like Atlanta as well, a lot of what I've learned in Huntsville is that everybody's so competitive. Everybody's so competitive. But I believe a strong businessman and a strong business mind, you have to collaborate. The strongest businesses are the ones that formed entities together, formed resources together to truly build our communities. So this right here shows that we are having a very big push in our community to really work together to solve these problems that we're facing in Huntsville, yes, but to solve these problems that we can potentially face in the country as well. So thank you again. And if you have any questions, I'll be here after, and then also with Kristen. Thank you.